Good afternoon. Today you join me here in Bradford, a city of great history, a city of preeminence in the nation during the first industrial revolution. Today I will set out how, with a connectivity revolution, we will help the North lead the fourth industrial revolution, fulfilling our ambition to be the leading clean growth city and economy. Our ambitious plans, which would see the economy of Bradford increase by a third compared to today, would enable this city to provide the talent and the skills needed across the North to embrace the digital age. Our plan is to create a 21st century economic twin with our near neighbour of Leeds, bringing together complementary strengths and acting as a model for the UK, demonstrating how integrated economies are more productive together than alone. Northern Powerhouse Rail, connecting cities and towns from east to west across the North, must have Bradford and Leeds at its heart. Our plans will be a first phase of Northern Powerhouse Rail across the Pennines, getting spades in the ground in this decade and huge benefits realised in the following decade. Extending this partnership across the North will create a labour market which competes with what London provides today, stretching across the Pennines and east to Hull, up to the north east, as well as down to the Sheffield City region. Here in Bradford, we have often felt like the North's forgotten city. Under my time as leader, it has been the mission of myself and my colleagues to make us as a city which achieves its potential. We stand on the cusp of a fantastic opportunity for this city to grow and fulfil its destiny. As we continue to battle the COVID pandemic, we are also planning for our future, a future where Bradford can only take its place in a successful North if better connected to its nearest neighbour in Leeds and become the gateway for the people of West Yorkshire and beyond to the great cities of Manchester and Liverpool. The children of this pandemic deserve better for their working lives. They deserve the first stop on Northern Powerhouse Rail, trusting this council to deliver the way we have been recognised by government for delivering in response to the pandemic. Today I make the case for plans for a new station ready for Northern Powerhouse Rail, replacing the interchange, to open in 2030 as the gateway to the new North. Bradford, a place where we have links to all the major world nations. We're advocating a station not on the far reaches of the city, but a transport hub here where I stand at St James's Wholesale Market, at the heart of an extended city centre, joined up by mass transit to Foster Square Station, the bus network and walking and cycling routes to allow people to move effortlessly between Bradford and other northern towns and cities. NPR is a real opportunity, a new rail line across the Pennines, making possible more capacity, reliability and shorter journey times. By improving the poor links between West Yorkshire and Greater Manchester, which are uniquely close together but have traditionally operated in isolation, we could create a whole far greater than the sum of our parts. Bradford has developed a vision, together with and supported by private sector partners and experts. Bradford must be on this rail link. The North, which has traditionally performed sluggishly in productivity terms, could, with this investment, become as economically vibrant as the South. The new station will be a major step towards narrowing the North-South divide and bringing together the economies of Leeds and Bradford over to Manchester. We're not asking government for unconditional favours here. We're asking them to be an investor alongside us. In Bradford, we're already investing our own money in our place. We're reshaping our city, investing in the development of One City Park, a development which brings businesses the opportunity to move jobs here from the south, as well as enabling us to grow our own homegrown businesses here. We're investing in Bradford Live, the NEC's first venture outside Birmingham, and the new Darley Street Market, bringing together two markets and consolidating and energising our retail core. And we won't stop there. As we look forward, we will support the ambitions of all people across the district of Bradford, from our towns like Keighley and Bingley, as well as this great city where I stand today, attracting the investment to enable our fast-growing businesses to succeed. Businesses like Produmax and Shipley, a company that's at the cutting edge of aviation, supplying the likes of Boeing in Sheffield as they decarbonise aviation as part of securing clean growth to help meet the North's net zero potential. Putting the North's most diverse and youngest city at the heart of its economic future, rather than disconnected and excluded, is the right vision for this new era of New Britain. Our people are Bradford's greatest asset. A city of culture, diverse in every way, opportunity driven, a place to do business. Infrastructure must be supported, otherwise we risk economic drift, turning Bradford's opportunity and untapped potential into wasted human capital. In the last month alone, as Chair of West Yorkshire Combined Authority and as Acting Mayor until elections this May, I've seen Leeds earmarked as the HQ for the new UK Infrastructure Bank and for the relocation of parts of the BBC, while Manchester's economy continues to grow. In recent years, those like PwC have had the vision to invest here in Bradford, despite the poor transport links we continue to suffer from. 2 local stations not fit for purpose or properly linked at all here in Bradford. We are competing in a global race with infrastructure not fit for a small town down south, terrible compared to Harpenden and Haywards Heath. Soon, when there will be 200 Department for Transport officials working in Leeds, they will then realise how hard it is even to get to Bradford from there. Today, I make the case for a mainline Bradford station, for a greater Bradford and Leeds prospering side by side, for the northern powerhouse we need and deserve. Once completed in full, Northern Powerhouse will bring businesses closer together, allowing our young people in Bradford access to more than 1.3 million high-quality, well-paid jobs across cities within an hour and a half by train, and will encourage businesses to locate here to access this talent. Each and every year, our economy would be 2.9 billion higher, with 27,000 extra jobs. The Northern Powerhouse promises a whole greater than its parts, with Bradford becoming the economic equal of its neighbours, contributing to its larger pan-northern labour market and benefiting from inward investment and global long-haul links from Manchester Airport, also on the Northern Powerhouse rail network. The new station in Bradford city centre, with its Northern Powerhouse rail line as far as Leeds, will be the first step towards fast rail connections across the north. Connections to Leeds currently take up to 25 minutes, with services too unreliable. So that is why more than 70% of commuters between the cities choose to drive instead. This will be fixed once and for all with fast and frequent services between the two cities, creating an integrated urban hub larger than Birmingham. Bradford and Leeds will form a single economic and labour market of over 1.3 million people and over 600,000 jobs, connecting 2 of the UK's youngest cities. But of course, this vision of a thriving, connected Bradford cannot happen without the government realising the economic potential of northern places like this. It often feels as if Bradford, the UK's 7th largest city, doesn't really feature when decisions are being made in Whitehall. Just 3 days after being made Prime Minister in the summer of 2019, Boris Johnson came up to Manchester and committed to the new Northern Powerhouse rail between Leeds and Manchester. Since then, pandemic or no pandemic, we have no progress at all. Indeed, the money promised in the devolution deal, signed as Chair of the Combined Authority, since then, pandemic or no pandemic, we have made no progress at all. Indeed, the money promised in the devolution deal I signed as Chair of the Combined Authority with governments included money for local government to do the technical work in Bradford on the scheme I present today. But as yet, this money has not arrived. As I advance the economic case for this preferred location for the station, I expect the funding we need to get going to be delivered in order to make this plan a reality. A railway station at the heart of this innovative future economic centre of Bradford and the North. If levelling up is to be made real and not just a slogan, then Bradford must be this government's focus to drive up our productivity, which is only 70% of the country's average. While some cities have thrived in the last decades, some have yet to have their chance in the sun. To all our people, whatever their background, community or circumstances, I say this. Bradford has been ignored for too long. It's our moment. We want to open up all the North can offer to you and your children and make the North itself greater than the sum of its parts by demonstrating collaboration and action with Leeds, with government and with the business community who back our proposals. Bradford will not stand alone, but truly we can make it more than those have ever dreamed it can be today. Today I speak to the district I serve and to all those in West Yorkshire beyond who could benefit from a Bradford which thrives. Join me and support these bold plans to make Northern Powerhouse Rail a Northern Powerhouse reality, not just empty talk and promises. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to support the leader of the council, Councillor Susan Hinchcliffe, in describing the proposal for an exciting future in Bradford and for the North in general. Councillor Hinchcliffe has already set out in a compelling way the transformative effect that the new station development can have on Bradford's connections with Leeds and other northern towns and cities. I'm going to talk about the importance of this development to the business community, especially as we look to build back better following the COVID crisis. Many people say that after the most disruptive year in recent history, they can't wait to get back to normal. That of course is totally understandable, with many of us desperate to visit family, get businesses back up and running and enjoy our lives with extended family and friends once again. But we now have a chance, not to just get back to normal, but to bounce forward, better than ever. The proposed new Bradford station is a huge part of this fresh new vision, an opportunity to reshape the city centre to attract intellectual, cultural and financial investments, to create opportunities for young people and to put Bradford at the heart of the Northern Powerhouse. The business community has a major role to play in making this vision a reality. The new station will be the focal point for a new city centre quarter which should complement, not compete with other parts of the city. There will be an innovation district capable of regenerating the heart of the city, fostering an ecosystem of startups and spin-outs from our diverse and talented workforce. As Deputy Vice-Chancellor at the University of Bradford, I regularly meet entrepreneurs and those with creative minds, but sadly, all too often they establish their businesses outside the district. We need to foster and create a culture, new opportunities, and those physical assets in Bradford that are needed to grow our workforce and to retain the talent needed to make Bradford better. Our bold new offer will likely attract a mix of residential, education, health and technology offerings both in and around the station, with innovative manufacturing to the south of the city. This will complement and bridge other exciting developments which collectively will create a cultural quarter that currently includes the Alhambra, Science Museum and of course Bradford Live. There will also be a focus on education, the Broadway for retail and a flexible space for creative and digital technology with office, leisure, independent retail and residential offerings all coming together to make Bradford a really distinctive place. These city centre hubs should be well connected and easily navigated to and from by seamlessly linked mass transit, green infrastructure and through using walking and cycle routes. This vision for a transformed Bradford must be at the centre of a bold, ambitious plan for both public and private sector investors to back our district, back our recovery. As the chair of the Bradford Economic Recovery Board, I've called on businesses in Bradford and beyond to put their collective weight behind the district economic recovery plan. This plan is a blueprint of how we will create skilled jobs, raise productivity and deliver a more inclusive, sustainable and viable economy here in our city. The plan pulls together 5 major opportunities for the Bradford district. First, we will equip our young and diverse population with the skills needed to succeed. We must support our businesses in using new technology to drive innovation. We must also leverage our cultural assets and distinctive places to spur economic growth. We must enable all people to lead healthy and productive lives. And finally, we must transition to a sustainable, resilient and connected economy. A city centre station is an essential part of all 5 of these ambitions, with improved physical connectivity acting as a catalyst for growth, ambition and achievement. We want everybody to be part of this journey. As we have heard, an ambitious partnership with Leeds will pool our resources and expertise and act as an exemplar linking our cities together through our 3 C's approach: connectivity, collaboration and cooperation. This too would be a sign that we weren't simply going back to normal, but rather recognised the potential of working together. Life has changed in the last year. Let's now work together to make the most of that change. Starting here in the centre of Bradford, let's share our ambitions for Bradford.
As a business at Yorkshire Water, we take our role as an anchor institution to the Yorkshire region very seriously. And we know what a critical role the public sector and the private sector play together, working in partnership on shared objectives for the benefit of the region as a whole. So having expertise in the financing of projects and infrastructure, I really welcome joining you today to discuss the exciting plans for the region. So we've heard already from Councillor Susan Hinchcliffe, leader of the council, about her plans and those of Chief Executive Kirsten England for the station at St James's and the upgraded line to Leeds as a first important step to the Northern Powerhouse rail, linking ourselves in Yorkshire over to Manchester. So as a business that employs right across the region, we understand how labour markets work and how important it is that we have access to the right talent, but also very importantly, they have the right access to us. So bringing together Leeds and Bradford to act as one economy, growing together and both benefiting from the complementary strengths of each other is going to be a fantastic enabler for growth in the region. It'll create an integrated urban area larger than Birmingham by linking Bradford and Leeds centres, two of England's youngest, most exciting, most diverse, fast-growing populations, to form a coherent economic area and labour market of over 1.3 million people and over 600,000 jobs. So we'll have an innovation district in an expanded city centre. This is an economic plan for the future with £2.9 billion additional GVA a year by 2060, which is a growth of a third of what we have today to be added to our local economy. So also as chair of the Yorkshire and Humber Climate Change Commission, we are at the Commission completely committed to helping the region adapt itself to climate change by reducing carbon emissions, by being resilient to climate change, but most importantly, to make sure that nobody is left behind, that we can prepare everybody in the region for the changes. And in doing so, we can and must pursue clean growth, which relies on electrified rail lines, extra capacity on the rail network of the North, moving thousands more people around the region and across the Pennines every hour by rail in a sustainable way, not ever having to compromise economic growth to deliver decarbonisation, and achieving these ambitions hand in hand. We need to show leadership on sustainability and take the communities of this city and all of Yorkshire with us. So by driving up productivity and reducing our emissions, connecting Bradford and putting it back on the main line where we all need it to be.